Greetings, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. So, as you know, I have just finished an incredibly long 3-part series diving into the book written by Doormat Mom, the famous estranged mother who is an absolute nightmare, and I spent months working on that video, pulling it together, doing everything for it. So if you have not watched that, please go do that. I am very, very proud of it, and I hope that you have all enjoyed it as well. But because of that, I have had estranged parents on my mind a lot. And I have made a lot of estranged parent videos. And my burner Facebook account seems to have realized this, because when I logged in to go look at some more Facebook groups to join, this is what my recommended Facebook group page looked like. It's literally just a bunch of estranged parent groups, and it kept going on. It kept going. So I obviously requested to join all of these, because why wouldn't I request to join all of those? But I did figure that at this point of time, right now, you've probably seen enough estranged parent content from me. I have given you a lot of that. So I have joined all of these groups to go into and do a video on later. So if you want to see that and see me rant and ramble about more estranged parents, please do not forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss that. And you might be sitting there thinking, okay, so if you're not doing that today, why are you sitting here and telling us about it? How is this relevant? It's relevant because I just want to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to stay on topic, but we're going to flip it around a little bit, because in amongst all of this, I also came across groups such as Daughters of Narcissistic Mothers, and this one in particular that I want to look at, which is called Estranged and Thriving Support for Adult Children, because I thought that it would be just something a little bit different to flip this around and look at the other side, right? Like, I look at estranged parents and their posts and their rambles and rants, etc. all the time, and I make a lot of assumptions based off of what they're saying, and I speak on behalf of these children, obviously, but these parents never give any context. They never actually say what's going on. They just paint their children out to be god-awful, terrible, ungrateful little bastards, to quote our favorite woman, Doormat Mom. So I thought that we would give a look at the other side, the side that we agree with, because I don't often look at things that I agree with. So today we are going to dive into this support group for estranged adult children and just feel for them and still get mad at estranged parents, but coming from a different perspective. In planning this video, I also had a couple of suggestions over on my Patreon Discord server from people saying that I should do this by email as well. So I thought that I would do a little dearqiwi video, which I have not done for a really long time, on this topic. So if you are an estranged adult child or someone who is low contact with a parent or anything like that, please email me at dearqiwi@gmail.com. That is kiwi with a Q. The link will be in the description as well, with your story. And if there are any necessary trigger warnings, please make sure that you put those on the emails as well. So yeah, I will be reading those submissions for another video at a later date. Let's get into some stories. This one, speaking of necessary trigger warnings, this is trigger warning, SA, and physical abuse. Keep that in mind. If that's going to be an issue, skip to here. Can anyone explain to me our parents' refusal to acknowledge the wrongs they have done and apologize and make an effort? Is it arrogance, ignorance, or something else? For context, I have been no contact with my NC mother since November 2024. See, I think NC stands for narcissistic, but I don't entirely know. I had a face-to-face meeting with her in April 2025 to discuss things and the necessary steps for reconciliation. She made zero effort and didn't contact me again until November 2025. During this time, my brother and sister-in-law were going through a divorce. After reconnecting with my sister-in-law, I found out that my brother had repeatedly forced himself on her during their marriage and had beaten her badly, multiple times, all of which my mother knew about and did not report. She was a nurse at the time too. I confronted her about this during a face-to-face. She of course denied it at first, but then made excuses, saying it wasn't as bad as it was made out to be, and finally that she knew but couldn't report it as it was hearsay. My code of ethics, and honest to God, the fact that I am a woman, is the reason I chose to go non-contact. I just don't understand how someone could know this and do nothing. To add insult to injury, my youngest brother is a convicted sex offender, pedophile. My parents told everyone the reason he became what he was is because I molested him when we were kids. That is just a disgusting lie and attack on the scapegoat's character, I know. But I don't understand the hubris in protecting and defending both of your sex offender sons. I'm posting because she attempted to contact me today and sent the story about Carrie Fisher and her mother. I can assure you I'll be blocking her and no response will be made. Thank you for allowing me to vent. This is wild. Like, it was bad, and then you got to the part where it's like, they say that the reason my brother is a pedophile is because I molested him when we were kids. What? What? Firstly, that is a horrific thing to make up about somebody. Why would you lie about that? Why would you imagine to, like, defend your son who is doing horrible, horrific things, to defend him. You, like, then just lie about your daughter doing horrible and horrific things. How is that bettering the situation? Because it doesn't change the fact that he's still done those things. Like, regardless of any reason that may have made him be like that, doesn't take away the fact that he did it. So, like, he's still a pedophile, but now you've also made your daughter into a horrible person as well. Like, you didn't even defend him. You just, like, made her into a bad person too. What the fuck? And then being like, I think we should contact. I think we should get in touch. I don't like not being in your life. Then why did you say that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Everything about this. Terrible. Also, yeah. Knowing that your kid is abusing someone and, like, not doing anything because it's like, but I don't want to get involved. Like, you know, it's her word against his. Like, she's just saying it, you know? And, like, I don't want to believe that my son is doing that. Even though I, like, have proof and I know, it's not really my place. Go to hell. Go, leave. Get out. Get out. I also wouldn't talk to my mother if this was what she had said or done. What the fuck? I hope that this woman and her sister-in-law are, like, friends, maybe. I don't know. I hope that the sister-in-law was able to get help and get out and is, like, safe and okay. And I hope that this mother goes to jail. I don't know. I hope something happens. I don't entirely know what. I hope she's alone forever. And I hope that both of her sons also rot, you know? Yeah. I'm estranged from my dad because of the abuse he allowed, not necessarily the abuse he caused. It was almost 10 years of horrific abuse from my stepmom. He finally left her, but it had nothing to do with me. I've tried to forgive him over the years, but he's still the same passive, self-absorbed father in so many ways. He tried to make up for it with gifts and money, but my kids and I got very little of his time. His new girlfriend was awful to me and my kids, to the point where we stopped visiting. He's grandpa and dad to her kids and grandkids now, and it's become too painful. I'd love to hear from others who have a similar situation. I keep hearing that I should forgive him and keep trying. A part of me feels extremely guilty for cutting him off. He's not a bad guy, he just could never love me properly, and he's always chosen his comfort over doing what's right. In some ways, it almost hits harder having a dad that's always been almost a dad. Does that make sense to anyone? That makes perfect sense. And I feel like this is such an issue. And this is something that, like, you see estranged parents bring up sometimes as well, of being like, I was in a horrible situation and I was being abused and now my kid doesn't talk to me and that's not fair. Like, I was in a bad place and it's not fair that, like, I was hurt and now my kid is hurting me as well. Like, I'm being punished for being abused. And it's like, that's just the way it goes. Like, you can be a victim and also an enabler at the same time, right? Like, people always look at things in such a surface level way. Like, in this situation of, you know, being like, I was abused by my stepmom, you know, my dad was trapped as well, but he was allowing me to be abused, and, like, no matter what the situation was with him, I was in pain and I was being hurt and he didn't do anything. And because of that, you know, because my dad was a victim, people are saying that I should forgive him, which to me kind of feels like what's implied. It's like, no, those two things can, like, they can coexist, right? Like, just because someone was a victim doesn't mean you also weren't a victim, right? Like, yes, it is horrible to be a victim of abuse. Obviously, if you are in an abusive relationship and you are being abused, yes, it is very difficult to get out. That is completely true. If your kid is being abused as well, and, like, you feel trapped and you don't know how to get out, and like seeing your kid be abused isn't enough of a motivator for you to get out, they're still being abused, regardless of the fact that you are as well. And once they're old enough to get out, even if you have left, they do not have to forgive you, because they were in that position because of you. Like, you may have been trapped as well, and that's terrible and it's horrible, obviously, but they do not have to forgive you. Those two things can exist. They can feel bad for you and like know that you were hurt and like understand, even like know why you stayed and understand that you didn't feel able to get out, and they can have that and still not forgive you, and they don't ever have to forgive you. That is just a consequence of what happens. And it may feel unfair, but it feels unfair to them for the fact that they were abused, you know. And it is in one of those situations as well, especially here, where it's like he did eventually leave, but it wasn't even because of the fact his daughter was being abused. Like, that wasn't even a factor. He didn't leave because of how his daughter was being treated. He left because of how, I don't know, something else. And that also feels like an act of betrayal. And I think that, yeah, you don't have to forgive him at all. You can acknowledge that someone is good at times and they can be like a good father occasionally, but it doesn't make them a good father. It doesn't make them a good person. Like, you know that like, yeah, he's got a good heart sometimes. He's there for me sometimes. He does this for me sometimes, but he's not what I needed. He wasn't there when I needed. And both of those things can exist. And I think that in a situation like this, where your dad has like stood by and watched you be hurt for 10 years and never did or said anything, completely valid to cut him out of your life and not talk to him. I think that it's so valid to be estranged, and I understand feeling guilt, but I also do not think that guilt is necessary. And a lot of the guilt comes from like a societal pressure. Like, she's like, people keep saying that I should forgive him. Fuck what other people think. Other people don't get it. And there are so many people who are like, the family, you only have one family. Fuck that. Who fucking cares? It doesn't matter. Like, being related to someone shouldn't actually make a difference on like anything. Just because you are related doesn't mean you have an excuse to like treat someone badly. If it was anyone but her father, like, you wouldn't say that. Like, it's such an interesting thing, because you look at it in this context of being a stepmother, right? Like, I don't know how long they were together or how old this person was when that relationship started, but let's say in a hypothetical way, right? Maybe, you know, stepmother was there since she was a baby. This woman raised her like her own mother, but she was not blood related. People would not say you have to forgive her because she's a stepmother. She could have been in her life the exact same amount of time as a mother, but because she was not her actual mother and she was a stepmother, there wouldn't be that pressure there. People wouldn't be saying, because they aren't, you should forgive her. You should just like, you know, understand, like, she's your mother. They don't say that because for some reason blood is more important. Doesn't make a difference. Every once in a while, I Google my mom to see what she's up to. I've been no contact with my parents and older brother and broader extended family for over a decade. My mother did a lot of things to try to live vicariously through me while I was growing up, in addition to using me as a de facto therapist. And I've been overall much happier and better off without her involved in my life. My mother is also an artist and has a website, and I've been glad to see the moments where her art is focused on her own self. Just read the latest artist statement on her website and couldn't help but notice this line. While reflecting the joy of close relationships, my work also explores loss and erasure. As a result of the decade-long estrangement of one of my children, parts of my identity have become unseen or invisible. None of who I am is unseen or invisible because I'm not connected to my family of origin. It's really telling that my mother is still defining parts of herself through me or my absence. Nowhere in the statement are any other members of my family mentioned. It really does affirm that I continue to make the right choice for myself as I maintain distance, not seeking advice at this time. I think that, yeah, this is like such an interesting thing, right? Of like the parents who sort of have like a favorite, or like kind of possibly like an eldest daughter syndrome type situation, where it was like this child was clearly carrying so much of her emotional weight and burden because, yeah, not having spoken for 10 years and creating art, and the only mention of a child as being like, I feel invisible and unseen because I don't have contact with my one child anymore. It's like, if you feel unseen and invisible and like no one knows your heart and like you can't be vulnerable and like share things of yourself with anyone else, you are putting way too much on your child. And that is why they don't talk to you anymore. If no one makes you feel seen other than one of your children, that's kind of what the issue is, right? Like, don't use your kids as therapists. This is what happens. And this is the same type of person who is like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. We were best friends. We were like so connected and I told them everything. I confided in them all the time and I just don't know what happened. I loved them so much and I thought they loved me too. It was more out of fear and worry and duty than it was anything else. And that's what happens when you put everything on the shoulders of a child. Got an unexpected box of small items from my mom today. She sent me some items from her house that I used when I visited during my dad's decline. Her note stated, Jennifer, you need not be concerned about me anymore. You set out to hurt me and you succeeded. I hope you have a good life without me. I'm sending your things back to you. As you said to me, have a good life. I say it back to you. By the way, your princess cup is in the box. Mom. Nothing about, I'm sorry, I hurt you, let's talk, I'm sorry things have gotten to this point, what happened, nothing. I'm very stunned to have this box, and I'm stunned that she thinks I set out to hurt her on purpose. Good grief, I don't know whether to be upset or cry. Guilt tripping is wild. Yeah, like, it's so astounding, the amount of power that these parents, like, need to have, like when they lose any sort of control and they try everything they can to get it back. Like these are such guilt trippy manipulative things, like sending childhood things and like everything back to your kid to be like, have a nice life. I'm getting rid of every trace of you because you've disrespected me. Have a nice life. And like being that kid and receiving that, obviously, yes, sitting here and being like, I was expecting a conversation. I was expecting something, not just a take it back. I'm done with you. Like you are done with me. I'm throwing you away. Like you threw me away. Like there's so much just assumption coming from this mother and it's just setting out to hurt. Right? This is the thing of like, they have such a victim complex of this mother obviously being like, oh, she's trying to hurt me. I guess I'll hurt her back. But it's like, life isn't a game. Life isn't a game. Why do so many people play life like it's a game instead of just like having conversations and communicating and like trying to better your life and the lives of others and those around you and like loving the people around you. Sitting here being like, I wasn't trying to punish my mother or hurt my mother. I was just upset and I expressed that. And instead of an adult conversation, this is what I get. I'm also just kind of obsessed with, like, this is just a separate point, but I love the final line being, by the way, your princess cup is in the box. I want to see the princess cup now. I want to know what this princess cup is. Why is it so special? What is this like is this a guilt trip part or is this like, what is the context of this princess cup? I want to know more and I want to see the cup. But we were not given a photo of the cup, unfortunately. This is titled Mother's Day Coming Up. OMG, I was born on Mother's Day. I was told my whole life, and I just searched my birthday, May 11th, 2002, is the day before Mother's Day. Why would she do that? She didn't treat it like a gift either. My birthday was always pushed to the next weekend so she could have her day. Now I'm seeing actually I was not born on Mother's Day. Should I say something? Relieved and sad and confused. And I never look forward to it, including now. I'll be 24 soon. It's just, and then a screenshot of saying that Mother's Day was actually Sunday the 12th and the 11th was a Saturday. And I just find this so strange. Like, I find there's so many parts of this that are so strange. Firstly, there's no reason to lie about that unless it's in the way of being like, you were born on Mother's Day and that was the best Mother's Day gift ever. Like, it's so perfect because you made me a mother and you were born on Mother's Day. Like, as like a sweet little thing, that makes sense. To lie about it just to be like, it's my day, makes no sense. Also, since Mother's Day is always on a Sunday and your birthday is on a different day of the week every week, why would you have to postpone your birthday? I'm really confused. Unless I guess like every 10 years your birthday falls on that day. So like on the year that it was on Mother's Day being like, sorry, it's Mother's Day today. Your birthday can wait a week. Like that's so weird to me. That's so strange to me. Like, Mother's Day as a concept, like where it came from, I think is really great because it's, you know, celebrating all the invisible work that mothers do, right? Like, women and mothers are expected to do all of this work and it goes under-acknowledged and underappreciated a lot. So Mother's Day is a day to be like, thank you for everything you do. It's to celebrate women who are usually unseen in the labor that they do, right? That is the purpose of Mother's Day. It's obviously become very just consumeristic since then, and I am, you know, a believer that we should just constantly be showing our love and appreciation to mothers, and not just like your own mother, but like mothers and women in general, right? But the origin of Mother's Day, I understand. But it also doesn't technically have to be on that day, right? Like, you can also just postpone Mother's Day by a weekend. Like, it's such a weird thing to get like hooked up on and being like, Mother's Day is more important than your birthday. Mother's Day is my day. Your day can wait. You also have a birthday. You can celebrate Mother's Day on the Saturday. You can celebrate Mother's Day the next weekend. I do feel like the birthday of your child does get some sort of priority. Like, it does just kind of get a priority. So this is just really weird. It's just weird to weaponize this. It's so strange. And as I said in my Doormat Mom videos, it's like this thing of like, the best part about being a mother is like being able to love your kids and see them happy. And so I feel like a good Mother's Day present is like also celebrating your kids. I don't know. Isn't the whole point that you have like a good day together? Is that not the point of it? It's a day to like show your love for one another. Like, your kids are like, oh, we love you, let's go out for breakfast, whatever. Like, turning that into a sort of thing about everything is about me and you have to do everything for me, instead of like a day of love and joy and shared appreciation. Like, we're taking the love out of it. It should be about love, not about just give me things. It's all about me and you can wait, you know? Yeah, you get it? Okay. Just fucking weird. I've been 2 years no contact. Am I crazy or is this super manipulative? I just want to be left alone. And this is an email. Hello, son. I hope all is well with you and your family. It has been such a long time since I have seen you. I'm not sure I would recognize Lyra if I saw her today. Such a shame. The pain and sorrow of that is impossible for me to describe to you. It feels to me that my punishment has far exceeded my offense. Alas, I no longer know how old Lyra is, or you for that matter. You skipped my 70th, a milestone, and now I am 72. Such a long waste of our precious time. I now have some important, at least to me, end-of-life decisions and arrangements to make, and like it or not, you are a part of them. Please reply to this letter as soon as possible so we can set a time and place, and please know I wish to be left alone stuff this time, as this is important. I am kind of obsessed. Just kind of obsessed with being like, I haven't seen you for 2 years. I don't know how old you are. I have no idea how old you are. I've forgotten your age in the past 2 years, but also how dare you not know how old I am? You missed my 70th birthday. I don't know what birthday you're up to, but you missed mine. Can't have that double standard, bro. If you don't remember how old he is, can't expect him to remember how old you are. And if you've forgotten how old he is in 2 years, I don't think you ever actually knew. And I feel like that doesn't really work in your favor. If you've forgotten how old your kid is in 2 years, I don't think that works in your favor in this situation. I just cannot believe, the level of manipulation in this, being like, I don't even think I would recognize you or my grandchild anymore. It's been so long. You've left me. You've not talked to me. I'm dying. I need to work on the end of life stuff, and you better respond to me. None of this I want to be left alone stuff this time. This is important. I'm at the end of my life, and you will be a part of it. Hey man, you can't make people do things. You can't weaponize the fact that you're old against your child. If you want your kid to stay in your life and be there for you at the end, you need to have, done things that make them want to be there for you. So yeah, at OP, this is incredibly manipulative, and like based off of this letter, you made the right choice to go no contact 2 years ago, and I hope you're thriving. I hope your life is better. I hope you're doing great. I hope your kid is doing great. Presumably, Lyra is his kid. Could be someone else. Maybe it's a sister. Could be a wife. I don't know. But I hope you're doing good, regardless. And, it's like, Why don't my kids talk to me anymore? I don't know, man. Maybe because you say shit like this. Just a thought. Just a thought. I'm feeling guilty and struggling with the idea of going limited/no contact with my mom. The reality is she cannot respect my wishes to not talk about anything negative or political going on in the world right now. I also have repeatedly asked her not to send me video link via text message, Facebook Messenger, or tag me in any Facebook post related to the above. She has repeatedly refused to respect my wishes about the above. This might be easier if she was not the only grandma my kids have. See, this is so frustrating in so many ways, right? Like, I think that it's important to stay up to date with what's going on in the world. Obviously, I think that it is important to like look at the news and know what's going on, but I also recognize that some people like need a break from that. They need a bit of space from it, or like, you know, maybe she's going and learning about it and looking at it in other times and doesn't want it to be something she is having active conversations with her mom, or like casually in her inbox where she would like to just talk to her mother and not about the state of the world right now, like which is valid. Whatever the reason, it is valid. That is a boundary, right? Like setting a boundary and being like, please do not do this, please do not do this. And it is a very simple boundary to follow. It's a very, very simple rule to follow. And I think, yeah, I understand feeling guilty about it, being like, I'm really struggling with the idea of going low contact with my mother for this, because I feel it's really easy to downplay this, right? Like it's so easy to be like, you know, it's just this one thing. It's just that she keeps sending me links, but you know, she's still kind in other ways. She's a good grandmother. She is, you know, there for me. And other times it's just this one thing. However, it is still a boundary that is being crossed, right? It is still like testing the waters and pushing the limits, right? If she is constantly crossing this boundary and there is no pushback or there's no consequences to the actions of her pushing this boundary, she will just push more boundaries. If you don't push back and there isn't any consequence for a line being crossed repeatedly, then that is going to come out in other places as well. It might already be coming out in other places as well that you are just so accustomed to that you don't even realize that that is what's going on. But I feel like in these situations, at least, like, say, you know, if you send me one more link here, or if you tag me in one more post about this, I will block you. You can call me, but other than that, no. And then if, you know, it persists and she like then calls you to tell you about these things, or she shows up to your house to tell you about these things, you have to like set firmer boundaries until like the message gets across and she understands that there are consequences to breaking your boundaries. Whether she agrees with them or not doesn't matter. If she does not like your boundaries and like just thinks that they're silly and she's like, well, that's a stupid boundary, I think I'm right here, that's a problem in itself. You are in charge of your boundaries. Only you get to decide what they are, and only you get to set them, and they have to be respected. And if they aren't, there are consequences to that. And I understand feeling guilty, and I understand that it is a difficult thing to do, but I also think that it is really important. Just because you go low to no contact now doesn't mean that is a decision that has to stick forever, right? You can still, even like in this situation, have like low to no contact with her, but then still have, you know, her come and hang out with the grandkids, look after the grandkids. And if she brings up topics or anything that you were uncomfortable talking about, you set boundaries in that as well, being like, if you bring that up, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, you know? Your mother doesn't have to agree with these stances. Like, I personally don't agree entirely with like not having these conversations because I think they're important, but that's not up to me. It's not my boundary. It's not my rule. So I'm not going to stand in here and be like, well, I think you're wrong. Like, we all have our own limits and our own boundaries, and if this is yours, then people need to respect that. I was just served with papers from my biological mother. She's petitioning for grandparents' visitation. We just finished with court proceedings a few weeks ago, and she was charged with stalking. They granted a 1-year no-contact order for myself and my children. Has anyone gone through something like this? This is so funny. Like, it's so frustrating and would be like the most infuriating, stressful thing ever, but is also kind of fucking hilarious. Like, you get a no-contact order put against you by the court for stalking. You've already gone to court, and the judge decided that you are not allowed to contact your child or your grandchildren for a year. And then a week later, you're like, okay, but like, I'm gonna petition for visitation. I think that I'm gonna take you to court to get visitation rights. I feel like you can't do that. Why would you think that's gonna go your way? And then it's like, as I'm saying this out loud, I realize that it is just a punishment, right? And it's so fucked up because it's like, they know it's not going to go in their favor. They know they have no legal rights because they've literally just gone through this whole process and have been told they're not allowed contact. But they're doing this just for like stress, just to punish them, just to be like, we're going to keep bringing this up. We're going to keep pushing back. We're going to keep making your life stressful because you've ruined our lives. You've taken our grandkid away from us. So we're going to be here and we're going to be annoying and we're going to punish you in whatever way we can without breaking the no contact order. But it's like, hey man, if you keep doing this, the no contact order is just going to be renewed. Like if you continue to make someone's life difficult and you are wasting the time of like the court and everyone else, like all you're doing is making your kid want to talk to you even less. You are making sure your grandkids will likely never be in your lives and you're wasting everybody's fucking time, including your own. Like, I don't understand why these people are like this. They're like, ooh, if you're not gonna be in my life, I'm gonna make your life really hard for you. Why don't you just better yourself? And then like, maybe you can actually have a good relationship. I just do not get it. Yeah, anonymous member who posted this. Bro, I'm so sorry. I'm like, this must be so frustrating. And, you know, the fact that this court order has been gone for, it's like not just the stalking that has happened, but the fact that immediately after they were given a no contact order, they tried to undermine that. I understand why you decided to not talk to them anymore. I understand your perspective. I love things like this because we get such little information a lot of the time, right? Like we are not given that much information, but just from this little bit, I'm like, oh, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I'm with you. You made the right choice. Has anyone ever experienced their narcissistic mother blaming their partner and his family for no contact and accused them of coercive control? It's wild. I'm coping just fine with it all, but I do ruminate on things a lot lately. Thoughts? This is something I come across a lot in these estranged parent groups as well. Like there are so many parents being like, their evil partner turned them against me. They're poisoning their minds against me. I'm so disappointed because their wife is just poisoning them. And so it's really interesting. I'm going to read a few of the comments, seeing the other side of that because we never get it. We do just get these parents sitting here being like, my son is being poisoned against me by his new family. His fiance's family hates me and they're filling his head with all these lies and like that kind of stuff. So let's read a little bit about what's actually going on when these parents are saying things like that, shall we? Oh yes, didn't matter who I was with, they were always taking me from her, even though I live in a different state. My husband and I have been together for almost 10 years. We got married after I went no contact. She told my aunt that my mother-in-law, who loves and treats me like I'm made of gold or something, bribed and forced us to get married. The fact that they went no contact before she even met him, and she's still like, it was a bribe and it's him and she's been turned against me. Her brain's been poisoned by other people. She would never think like this. She does not have her own will. She is not capable of forming her own opinions. She's not thinking straight. Her mind has been filled with bullshit from other people. She's been poisoned against me. She's not capable of any independent thought outside of what I tell her. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's thinking like that that's the issue. Exactly what's been going on with me, but it's my dad making the accusations. My mom just follows his lead. My husband and in-laws are the problem in his eyes. My mom keeps blaming my fiance for the argument I've been having with her. Doesn't like that we're making the wedding about ourselves and not her or my brothers, so started calling my fiance a selfish bitch. Yet defends my brother who made threats to kill me in a public place to the end of the earth. Anything I have said in the past where I tell her I'm the one who's uninvited them to the wedding and I wanted to discuss support for my brothers have been ignored entirely. I think sometimes you can't win until they actually see they're the problem. This is wild. Why? Boy moms, man. Am I fucking right? This also applies, I realized, to the first mother that we talked about who blamed her daughter for her son being a pedophile. It's this thing of like, they just defend their sons to the end of the fucking earth and then like don't think their daughters are capable of being like independent human beings. Like the misogyny shows itself so strongly. Your son threatens to kill his sister and you stand by and defend him. And when she stands up for herself, you're like, it must be the man in her life telling her what to say and think. The misogyny, it's fucking astounding. It's so upsetting in so many ways and on so many levels. And I am so sorry to all of these people who have to deal with this, who have to deal with horrible brothers and mothers that defend them and then strip away their daughter's identity until it's nothing but what either they are telling them or what the men in their lives are telling them. Like, my daughter's not capable of forming her own opinions. That has to be being put in her head by her husband. Yeah, no contact, man. I think that yeah, definitely was the right call. I think sometimes you can't win until they actually see they're the problem. Unfortunately, I feel like a majority of these people will never acknowledge they're the problem. I think sometimes they know they're the problem, but they don't want to admit it. So like they're never going to admit it because that means they'd have to like take accountability. And why would they do that when they could just carry on living their lives the way they do? Hi, I'm wondering what everyone thinks to this. I'm tempted to tell her exactly why they aren't invited to the wedding, the years of ignorance to me and anything I had to say unless it benefited her, or if I should completely ignore her. And this is the message from their mother. Based on our meeting, and I'm not invited due to calling Jade a selfish bitch, and as a consequence, I'm not getting my makeup done, not allowed to the hen party, and now not invited to the wedding. However, no question as to why she was called that, but that's fine, since damage done by Jade. However, you have excluded all family members without adequate reason, especially since they haven't done anything. And then we didn't get the rest of the message, but you know, I'm gonna say, based off of just the first part of like, you say that I'm not invited due to calling Jade a selfish bitch. I'm like, yeah, fair. I don't even know Jade. I don't even know what she's done. But I don't think we should be calling people selfish bitch, just me personally. I think especially in the context of like your child's wedding, I just feel as though we can be a little bit more civilized than that and have like a conversation. I think if you as a mother are out here talking to your child and saying, why aren't I invited to your wedding just because I called someone, I don't know, it could be their fiance, it could be their best friend, it could be, I don't even know who this person is, I don't have the context, but I think calling anyone a selfish bitch instead of just having a conversation, it just shows that you are incredibly immature and are like going to cause a bit of drama if you are responding to the situation in such a way. Like, just my personal opinion, once again, I don't even feel like I need that much more context. If my mom called anyone in my life, especially someone who was important enough to me to like be in my wedding party, a selfish bitch, I'd also be pretty pissed off and probably be like, hey, no, that's not fucking okay. We're adults here. Can we have a conversation? Like, what are you fucking doing? Right? And considering this is something that she just casually says and sees no wrong with, and being like, that's unfair, you didn't even ask why I called her that, because it doesn't actually fucking matter, don't call people that. I have to presume that this is something that is very casual to her, and this sort of shit is stuff that she like says all the time, and I feel like this reflects quite a lot on her character, and so I think that this was, again, the right call. And in terms of like, I'm tempted to give all the information and say why exactly she's not invited and all of this other stuff, feel like that is a personal call. I think that like for some people that is the right thing to do, and for others it can cause unnecessary stress. So it's really just a matter of what you think is the right thing for you. I think this is something that a lot of people who are new to going no contact have to like figure out and decide on, and like also think ahead to what they want the relationship to be in the future. Like if this is just a not invited to the wedding, you need some time and then you'll come back together, like you've got to figure out the best way to go forwards about that. Maybe you want to say everything and see how she responds, and that'll dictate what you do in the future. And if you enter her life again, like there are so many different things to consider when you go into these situations. But ultimately, right call uninviting her. I love that seemingly weddings are the cause of a lot of estrangement. Like the past two we've had mention of weddings and like not being invited to weddings being a root of the estrangement. And then obviously we also have doormat mom, whose entire thing is that she didn't get invited to a wedding. Weddings really do just bring stuff out in a person, right? I don't get it. I don't understand what it is about weddings. It's so fucking fascinating as to like how much drama comes out at weddings, and the fact that estrangement seems to happen a lot at weddings, and friendships fall apart and relationships fall apart. Like, it's a fucking it's a celebration of love. What is happening? Why? What the fuck? What is it about weddings? I don't get it. Let me know if you want to see another wedding drama video, by the way. I haven't done one of those for ages, like an r/wedding shaming or r/bridezilla or anything like that. Let me know if you want to see another one of those, because it's been a while and this has made me feel like I should do that again. So leave a like and I will get onto that. Yeah, with that, I think that this is the last one that I am going to read for you today. Please remember, if you have your own submission and story of estrangement with a parent or a caregiver, or even it can be anyone, it can be a sibling, it can be anyone in your life, please do let me know. Give it a good subject line if you want it to be prioritized. Yeah, so I hope that you've enjoyed. I found it interesting to do the other side. I realized that I kind of still talked about it in the same sort of way. But it was a bit different, right? I like making these estranged parent videos. I think they're some of my favorites to make because there's never a shortage of stuff to say. And I think it's a little bit therapeutic for myself and for many others, like people who are not necessarily no contact, but may have like patchy relationships with their parents. I just find it's good for me. And I know that a lot of you also really enjoy them. So I hope you enjoyed this one as well. Leave a like if you did. Let me know down in the comments as well if you have a particular Facebook group that I shared with you that you would like me to look through, or if I should just go through all of them and talk about different posts that are scattered around all of the estranged parent groups, because I can do that. Huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Rain Remaining, Mossy Moose, Noah, Bingo Bango Who Ate My Mango, Kyarum, Bug Loves Cats, Kaylee, Kojo, The Beebs, Tess, Alicia, Bree, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic PT, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Ikazel, and Alexis. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you replay